What's up guys, I'm Dave. This is my Levo SL. That is very beautiful, bright. I'm at the top of the Mystic Trail Centre here. This is the paragliding takeoff part. They fly down, catch thermals, fly all around here. It's an amazing area. It's a trail centre that's in northern Victoria in the high country. Bit of a mecca. Generally every weekend you'll get uplifts here. I prefer a little powered assistance to get up the hill. I thought it might be about time to do a little bit of a review on my bike, because there seem to be a lot of reviews on Levo SLs and I think they're very misunderstood. They're very far from an e-bike in the true sense, where, you know, my full power, my turbo mode is probably somewhere midway between eco and trail on a regular e-bike. But let me give you the rundown on it, because it's extremely custom and I'm very, very happy with it. So see if I can turn this camera around. So this is my 2021 Levo SL. It's very custom. I bought it standard. I bought the alloy Levo SL, the 2020 alloy Levo SL, and started slowly upgrading it. And I thought, you know what, I wonder how light I can get it. Given that the S-Works is 16.95, I think, or 16.96 kilos. The alloy one was 19 point something, but the carbon frame is same across the range. So the S-Works carbon frame is the same as the Expert and is the same as the Comp. So I've got the Comp carbon frame in what is just the best colour. It's just beautiful the way the sun hits it. I've also got some ride wrap on some of the areas just to protect it, with a bit of glitter in there. And then I set about upgrading it. So obviously the first thing you do is junk the alloy wheels for some carbon hoops. So I've got 3 sets of wheels from Nexty. Nexty's Chinese, but you know, all carbon pretty much comes from China these days. So I ordered these Nexty rims. I've got 3 sets. I've got a set on my fat bike, I've got a set on my single speed, and these I had built up on i9 Hydras. And an i9 Hydras, seriously, they're probably about, for all-round mountain biking, the best hubs money can buy. So I'll give you a rundown on it. Mentioned the frame already. We'll start at the top. Change the bars out, and again, this was kind of chasing lightness but also chasing, you know, a little bit of bling. So Deity carbon bars, Deity copperhead stem, 50mm. Interestingly, the 2020 Levo SL came with guide brakes and guide calipers. This 2021 came with, and by the way, the guide brakes and the guide calipers, they're just, trash is probably not the fairest word to use, but there's just no feel in them. I really don't like the feel at all. But what they did for 2021 is they switched out the calipers, and they're now called Guide RE, and they're code calipers. So way better braking, so much better brakes. The other thing they changed for 2021 was putting in the little rock guard here between the chainstay and the bottom of the seat tube, or the bottom of the frame there as it runs down. Another upgrade, if we're going from the bars down, is the SRAM Access Eagle XO shifting. If you only ever spend enough money to buy this on your bike and don't buy anything else, I can highly recommend it. Amazing shifting, totally reliable, battery lasts forever, cannot knock it. While we're down here, obviously oil slick chain ring, running the standard front chain ring. I upgraded the cranks to Praxis carbon cranks, which are the same as on the S-Works. As I said, the frame's same as the S-Works, cranks are the same, wheels are about the same weight. I did have an Axis, a Reverb Axis seat post, but last week it stuck in a down position, so I've sent that back. I've put back on the X Fusion, and to be fair, the X Fusion's really good. Got no criticism of that whatsoever. The only thing I really did like was with the access was having just the 2 cables on the bars. It looked amazing, really clean. Standard specialised seat. I mean, you just can't beat a specialised seat in my opinion. De rigueur XT pedals, as is normal. I'm running, as I said, I'm running the Nexty rims on the i9 Hydras. Maxxis tyres front and rear. I've been a long time rider of Schwalbe tyres, but I tried the Maxxis recently and I can't believe how good they are. They're awesome. So I'm running the 2.5 DHF on the front. I'm running a 2.4 dissector on the back. I do have a 2.4 DHR on my alloy wheels, but it's in max grip, and I found the max grip was real grabby and real slow rolling. So with the dissector in Max Terra, 3C Max Terra front and rear, it's a really good mix between rolling resistance and grip on the trail. I can't fault them at all. They're totally confidence inspiring. Really love them. Obviously Odi lock-on grips. Can't beat Odi grips. DMR death grips would probably be, you know, the next best choice. The other upgrade I made were the forks. And look, out of the packet, I've got to tell you, the Levo SL is a phenomenal bike and it handles really well. I was kind of teetering between the Levo, and hey, I'm no superstar jump bike rider, but I do like to ride enthusiastically. So I'm kind of exploring where I can go with this bike without turning it into, or without buying a Levo SL, because there's no way I'm spending 24 grand Aussie on the new S-Works Levo SL. I bought a set of, it's normally 150 rear, 150 front, 150 rear. But it comes with Fox 34s, and they're okay. I've never been a massive fan of Fox forks. I've always preferred RockShox. You know, people are the same the world over. Fox or RockShox, snowboarder or skier. You know, you either click with one brand or not. And I must admit, I prefer the RockShox. So I went with the Lyrics, and I went up 10 mil to 160 mil, and that's made the bike really nice handling. It hasn't affected the geometry at all. I've still got the flip chip on the shock, the standard DPS at the moment. I'll talk about that in a minute. The flip chip's in the low position, and it handles really well. It goes really nicely. I want to upgrade the shock, but as that bike sits there, it goes 17.03 kilos. Now the S-Works is 16.96, I think, with shorter forks, with skinnier, not so good tyres. I'm not a fan of the Butchers, and less travel. I you know, of course I would say this, but I think this is a better bike than the S-Works. Now, what am I going to upgrade? I've just ordered from Cyclinic in Queensland, and I'll put a link in the description. I've just ordered the Debonair, the 170mm Debonair air spring for the fork leg. So I'll change that. That'll extend up the forks, give me more front end travel. I will run the flip chip in the high position to compensate for the change in geometry. Well, I'll try it both ways and see what happens. But I've also ordered the new 2022 Fox Float X. Now, eye to eye, this float shock is, the DPS is 210, and it's got a 52.5mm stroke. I've ordered the Float X, same 210 eye to eye, but as a 55mm stroke. And then I've also ordered a Cascade linkage. So I've ordered the Cascade linkage to go in here. So with those two things, the Cascade linkage gives you a little bit more progression on the shock. It gives you a little bit more travel. I mean, not that you're going to really notice it, 5mm more travel. But also with the extra stroke in the shock, I'm hoping I'm going to get a little bit more travel. Well, there's been some experimentation done and some measurements done by some users on forums, and I reckon you get just short of an extra 10mm by doing that. Plus, you know, the Float X is going to be leagues better than the DPS, plus with the Cascade shock link, should be pretty awesome feel. And we'll kind of turn this bike into a semi-Levo SL, I'm hoping. without having to shell out the ridiculous amount of money that they want for that bike. 24,000 Australian dollars is just, I mean, that's just, the world's gone mad. Not to say that I've not invested heavily in this bike, but you know, you can see that there's a really nice bike there and it's been worth every cent. As for the motor, yeah, you know, it's I ride the bike mainly in the first level eco, and I've got that trimmed down to 20% with 50% support. And what I find is it just takes away the weight of the bike, and it just allows me to ride uphill and stay with my mates without feeling like it's heavy. I mean, it isn't heavy, it's only 17.03 kilos anyway. If you were blindfolded, you'd be hard to tell that this was an e-bike at all with it turned off. It's really easy to ride, and going down hills, the compliance in the suspension that the extra weight gives you, and the planted feel that you get from the bike is just amazing. You know, I'd always struggled to get lighter bikes to handle and feel like the suspension was really working. This thing feels like it's working really well. The tyres feel engaged, the suspension feels like it's properly actually working and using its stroke. I mean, as you can see, I'm using nearly all of my suspension on both the shock and the forks, and it just handles really well, really well. I'm going to ride 3 trails here today. I've come up trail 8, which is the climb trail. I've just ridden Hero Trail, which is trail 10, which is a bit of a flowy jump trail. I'm now going to drop into Elevation, which I'm quite familiar with. It's a pretty gnarly trail with some consequence if you get things wrong. And then I'm going to ride the World Cup downhill to the bottom, to my wife, who's going to be waiting in the camper with a cup of coffee and some lunch, hopefully. So that's the bike. I'll put some rides in. I might do a little bit more commentary towards the end. But you know, thanks for watching. If you like what you see here, maybe like or subscribe, as Rob Warner would say. All hail the egg, and let's go ride. You. Hero Trail, round 1. You! Whew. Okay, so we're going to hit elevation trail now. Not for the faint-hearted. It's a single black diamond. Here we go. Woo! You know what? Probably better if I opened up the suspension as well. What a dick. As I say, pretty high consequence if you get this wrong, but it's a great fun trail. Woo! Top section's really steep, sketchy. The lower section kind of opens out a bit. Still got to keep your wits about you though. Sadly, this is a great trail centre. The downside is it gets a lot of traffic here, and this trail over the last 5 or 6 years has got pretty washed out, and in some cases pretty sketchy, but it's still super fun. Section here. A bit more pedally, a lot more mellow, still good fun. See what I mean about wanting just that touch more suspension, a little bit more progression. Forks handle it really well. Keen to see what the 170 does. And definitely what the difference makes in the shock with the Cascade link. All right, that's the top half of elevation. Love the trail, really good. You can ride it all the way to the bottom, but I want to go back up. I want to go back up and ride World Cup now. Not that familiar with this trail, but should be fun. Catch you at the top. I guess it might be worth mentioning while I'm riding up. The Levo SL, I never really wanted a full-on e-bike. I bought one for my wife, the Norco Sight VLT, and it's a stonking bike. It runs the Shimano 7000 motor, 500 watt-hour battery, and it's got a 90 Newton meter motor in it. An e-bike was always attractive to me, but never that much power. I always still wanted to feel like I'd gone out and had a good workout. And first of all, the glory of this bike is I could turn it off and ride it just like a normal mountain bike, and it just feels like an enduro bike would have done back in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? You know, 15, 16 kilos, reasonably slack, you know, a bit of an effort to push up, but take your time, choose a small gear, and away you go, right? Now I'm riding this up a pretty steep incline. I'm 2 gears from the top of my cassette, in the back running 12 speed. I'm still, I don't know if you can see that, I'm still only in the first power setting. I've been out riding about an hour and a half now. I would guesstimate as having climbed maybe 700 meters at this point, and out of 10 bars on the battery, I've still got 7 left. So super efficient. And the level 1, the eco setting on this, you can tune all of the settings any way you want, but the level 1 I've got tuned pretty low, and it's almost like it just takes away the weight of the bike riding up the hill. If I turned it off now, I've got to be honest, it doesn't feel a great deal different. The only thing that changes is the motor noise has gone away. Yeah, love it. So yeah, don't be shy, don't be put off by the e-bike haters, the naysayers. Oh, it's cheating. It's what you want it to be. If you want to go and ride further for longer, then you can do that on an e-bike. If you want to go and ride particularly an SL without the motor turned on, you can do that too, and you can have a normal mountain bike. So you can ride so many different scenarios with it. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I'll see you at the top. World Cup trail coming up. Don't expect too much out of this one, I'm not too familiar with it. I know there's a gap in there that I'm going to do for the first time. Or maybe I'll bottle it, who knows, we'll see. Watch this space. Whew. Okay, well, here we are back at the top. I'm going to ride World Cup for the second time, so I'm pretty much riding it on site. I won't be going balls out, but I'll still give it a good go. Okay, here goes. Whew. Yeah, she's steep. Woo! The rocky one. Shoot! Drop! Woo! Yeah, I don't remember this at all. Nice run. Again, not going balls to the wall here, just taking it easy. Another little drop. Run so far. Again, not that familiar with it, so just using a bit of caution. Nice flowy section. Phew. Oh, big roots. And shoot. Little road section. And drop in again on the right here. Again, not super familiar with it. But going okay so far. Let's switch back. One thing I am riding, I'm riding a large, and I really should be riding a medium. What I like about the large is the extra stability you get from the size of the bike. Ah, missed a turn. The extra stability you get from the size of the bike. Sure, it doesn't turn. Sure, it doesn't turn as quick. And again. Sure, it doesn't turn as quick, but it is stable. This is a sweet run. Okay, I'm sure there's people that will go much quicker down here than me, but it's fun nonetheless. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Sketchy. I'm gonna do some sketchy shit. Do-da, do-da. Maybe I'll get away with it. Do-do-do-you. Away. Uh-oh. Gotta love a route. Took the wrong line, should have taken the high line. Not looking far enough ahead. No harm done. Right, let's keep on it. It's flattened out a bit here. Tight little switchback. Oh, hang on. No, I'm going to go up here and ride shreds. Yeah, I know where I am now. I'm going to ride Shred Kelly instead, I think, because I want to finish out the ride. I'll come back to this. Finish of the downhill run. I'm going to shoot up here and find the top of Shred Kelly. We want Shred Kelly. Shred Kelly, 300 meters to the left. Okay. This is the up trail number 8 that I ride. 8 goes from the bottom pretty much all the way to the top of Hero. Then you have to ride up the road if you want to get to the top of the downhill run, World Cup downhill, or elevation. So Shreds is a sweet trail. You've got to go fast on it though to make it worthwhile. See it just down here to the right of me. And we'll hit it and we'll go all the way to the bottom. So we'll go through Shreds, second part of Shreds, into the final section. Shred Kelly's last stand. Here we go. Phew. Last section. Nice and flowy. Whew. Whew. Top to bottom. Hero, Enduro, Elevation, World Cup, Shred Kelly, bottom section. Time for lunch.